Good morning, student. Today we will discuss about respiratory system. Oxygen, it is very important component on which our life depends. It is very essential to every cells and tissue in our body as it provides energy which is necessary for our life. Oxygen is brought into the body when we inhale and its byproduct, that is carbon dioxide is given out when we exhale. During inhale, the oxygen is brought into the body, and when we exhale, its byproduct, that is carbon dioxide, are given out from our body. Respiration, it is a process in which the exchange of gas take place, that is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood. During respiration, the interchange of gas take place, that is oxygen is fused with the blood and the carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood. The process of respiration involves lungs, diaphragm, respiratory tract, nose, mouth, larynx, pharynx, trachea, etc. There are two types of respiration: internal respiration and external respiration. Internal respiration. External respiration, it is also known as breathing. External respiration take place between lungs and blood. In external respiration, the carbon dioxide in external respiration, the carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood and oxygen is fused with the blood. It is also known as breathing. During inhalations and exhalations are the two processes of external respiration. Okay, inhale and exhale are the two processes of external respiration. During inhale, this breathing process oxygenate the blood, that is it purifies the blood by removing the carbon dioxide from the blood. External respirations make the internal respiration possible, and this purified blood goes to the different parts of the body. Okay, in external respirations, the carbon dioxide is removed out from the blood and oxygen is fused with the blood. Internal respiration take place between blood and the cells. The oxygenated blood reaches to the working tissue or cells where it is used for energy productions, and during the energy productions it produces carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is carried away by the blood to the lungs for purification. Again, these are the two types of respiration: internal respirations and external respiration. Respirations, it is a process. Respiration, it is a process in which we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. In respiration, the oxygen is fused with the blood and carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood. Respiration, it is two types: internal respiration and external respiration. Internal respiration, external respiration, it is also known as breathing. External respiration, it is also known as breathing. It takes place between blood and the cells. In external respiration, the oxygen is fused with the blood and carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood. Okay, external respiration, also known as breathing, and internal respiration, also known as tissue respiration. It takes place between blood and the cells. In internal respiration, the oxygenated blood reaches to the tissue or the cells where it is used for energy production, and its byproduct, that is carbon dioxide, is released, which is carried away by the blood to the lungs for purification through external respiration. Next is mechanisms of breathing, how the breathing take place. The lungs are the two thin wall elastic sacs in the throat. This is the breathing. Okay, when we breathe in, okay, during inhalations or during inhale, the muscle covered across the ribs. During inhale, the muscles across the ribs, it pull the ribs upward, sideward and diaphragm downward. Okay, at the same time, during inhale, the muscles across the ribs pull the ribs upward and sideward and diaphragm downward. Thus the size of the lungs increase, which cause less pressure over the, increase in volume of the lungs, due to which low pressure is developed in the lungs, which cause air to go inside to the lungs through mouth and nose. And during breathe out, when the muscles breathing out occurs when the muscles across the diaphragm and the ribs relax. Okay, the muscles across the diaphragm relax. This cause the ribs when we exhale, the muscles across the ribs relax, which cause the ribs come inwards, diaphragm upward. Therefore the space in the lungs decrease. This cause high pressure. The volume in the diaphragm decrease. This cause high pressures is developed in the lungs, which pushes the air outside. Okay, during breathe in, the ribs go upward, sideward and diaphragm downward, due to which the volume of the ribs increase and there is low pressure is developed in the lungs, which cause the air to go inside. And during exhale, when we exhale, the muscle across the ribs during exhale, the muscles across when the muscles of the diaphragm and the ribs relax, the ribs come downward, diaphragm upward, which cause decrease in volume of the lungs, and the high pressure is developed in the lungs, which cause air to push out. These are the two processes of breathe in and breathe out. During rest, we breathe approximately 16 times in a minute. Okay, during breathe we breathe approximately 16 times in a minute, and we inhale about 500 milliliters to 3000 milliliters of air in each breath. If there is increase in carbon dioxide in the blood, the rate of breathing will be increased, so that carbon dioxide is go outside from the blood. Okay, the carbon dioxide concentrate will rise whenever the body is engaged in physical activity. Whenever we do physical activity, the carbon dioxide is released, due to which the breathing rate increase. The rate of breathing increase up to 50 times in a minute. and the age factors and the fitness also decide the efficiency of the respiratory system. Breathing rate, normal breathing is 15 to 20 times 20 breath per minute, and may it increase up to 15 breath per minute. And tidal volume means the amount of air exhaled in a single breath, that is approximately 500 liters to 3000 milliliters in a normal adult. Circulatory system. Every living being require movement. Okay, every living beings require movement. It may be external or internal. Internal movement require transportation. This transportation of materials between the various parts of the body is known as circulation or circulatory system. Okay, the transportations of various important minerals in our body is known as circulatory system. With the help of blood, it helps in circulations of important nutrients throughout the body. Structures and working of the heart. The circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, arteries, arterioles, capillaries, veins, venules, blood fluid, etc. Our heart acts as a pumping organs, and it is located slightly left side of the chest, and the heart is approximately fixed size, okay, size of our fist, and heart beat about 72 times per minute at a normal or basal levels in an adult. Heart has 4 chambers. Upper 2 chambers is known as auricles, where the collections of blood take place, and lower 2 chambers is known as ventricles, in which the blood is pumped out. This is the structure of the heart. Okay, the heart is located slightly left side of the chest, and it is about our wrist size. ठीक है, हमारे इतना wrist के size में होता है. और our heart has 4 chamber. Upper 2 chamber is known as auricles, in which the blood collections of blood take place, and lower 2 chamber is known as ventricles, in which the blood is pumped out, and our heart beat about 72 times per minute. Our heart has the ability to respond immediately whenever any external demand is placed out. During any physical activity, or if we do any physical workout, heavy workout, our heart rate increase up to 220 beats per minute. This is the structure of heart. This is the structures of heart from this is structures of heart, structure of our heart. It is in this it has 4 chambers, upper 2 chambers, and this is lower 2 chamber. The blood come to the hearts from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Okay, from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, the blood come to right atrium. From right atrium it goes to right ventricle. From right ventricles through pulmonary arteries it goes to the lungs for purification of blood, and blood is purified in the lungs, and after purification of blood, the blood through pulmonary veins. It come to left arteries. From left arteries it come to left ventricles, and through aorta it goes to the blood. It goes to the blood, where blood is oxygenated blood is used by the muscles, by the cells or tissue for the productions of energy, and during energy productions is release carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide the deoxygenated impure blood is come to the heart from superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and here right atrium, right ventricles, and again through pulmonary arteries it goes to the lungs for purifying. From lungs the blood is purified and it comes to left atrium, from left atrium to left ventricles, and through aorta it again go to the body. This is the structure of our body. Okay, so this is the human body, this is our lungs, and this is heart. From our body through superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, the impure blood come to right atrium. From right atrium it goes to right ventricles, and from right ventricles it goes to our lungs through pulmonary arteries. In lungs the blood is purified, and the purified blood through pulmonary veins it come to left atrium, and from left atrium it goes to the left arteries, and from left ventricles it goes to the body. Okay, it goes to the human body. The pure blood goes to the human body, where it is used for energy productions, and again the deoxygenated blood is again come to the heart through superior and inferior vena cava. This is the process of circulatory system. Circulatory system means circulation of blood throughout the body, and circulatory systems help in circulation of blood throughout the body and helps in transportation of important nutrients. Blood, it is a special kind of fluid. It is a special kind of fluid which acts as medium of transportations of important nutrients and gas from one part of the body to another. Okay, through blood, it's help in transportation of important nutrients in our body. It also acts as means of communications. Why? By conveying chemical messages to various organs and tissue. The color of the blood consists of colorless fluid called plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, leukocyte, thrombocyte, platelets, etc. And there are approximately 5 liters of blood in an adult. Heart rate means the number of times our heart pump. The heart rate, that is pumping of heart in 1 minute, is about 72 times per minute. Okay, our heart rate is 72 times per minute. Our heart, it is a pumping organs, and it pump about 72 times per minute in a normal condition in an adult. Stock volume is the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. Okay, stock volume means the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 beat, and in 1 beat it pump out blood approximately 80 milliliters per beat in normal adult, whereas the trained players milliliters per beat as a stroke volume. Cardiac output is the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 minute, and it beat about 5 to 6 liters of 6 liters, and in untrained persons the 20 liters, whereas in trained about 40 liters. Blood pressure is the pressures on the wall of the blood vessel. Okay, blood pressures, it is the force exerted by the blood on the wall of the blood vessel. Okay, blood pressure is the pressures on the wall of the blood vessel while it is moving through it. Okay, blood vessels means the force exerted by the blood while it is moving through them. There are two types of blood pressures: systolic blood pressures and diastolic blood pressures. Systolic pressure means the higher pressures that the blood exert on the wall of the blood vessels while it is traveling. Okay, systolic means the higher pressures of the blood exerted on the wall of the blood vessels while it is traveling, and it is about 120 mmHg in normal. And diastolic means the lower pressure on the lower pressures of the blood while traveling through the blood vessel. Okay, systolic means higher pressure on the wall of the blood vessels, and diastolic means the lower pressures on the wall of the blood vessels, and it is during the relaxations, and it is about 80 mmHg in a normal adult. This is about the circulatory system. So we have today we have discussed about respiratory system and circulatory system, and our last video we have discussed about muscular system. Okay, mechanisms of muscular systems. Due to the muscles, the every movement of a human being is possible due to the muscular contractions. Okay, the movement, every movement, whether it is internal or external, it is possible only through a muscular contraction. Muscular contraction means shortening or lengthening of muscles. Muscles also provide shape and structure to the body. Muscles protect internal organs. It also helps the internal organs to hold in a place. They protect and hold the internal organs in its place. Muscle give external movement, provide how there are three type muscles: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. Skeletal muscles are those muscles which work according to the will of a person, and diastolic muscles involuntary muscles are those muscles which does not work according to the will of a person. They are not controlled by the desire of a person. And cardiac muscle, it is a type of involuntary muscles, but their shape is different from the involuntary muscles, and it is found only in the heart. And how the muscle contract, the mechanisms of muscular contraction. The muscle contract when stimulated by the central nervous system. Motor neuron send messages are sent via motor neuron. The motor neuron Motor neuron is split into many branches called dendrite, and it releases the chemicals. When the motor neuron is stimulated, it releases the chemicals at a motor end plate, which bring actin and myosin filament slide over each other. This causes shortening of muscle. Okay, this is the structure of muscle. Look at here. This is the muscle. The muscle is surrounded by the epimysium, and in muscles there are group of fascicles. The group muscle fibers. This is the muscle. Muscle is surrounded by the epimysiums, and this is the fascicle. It contains a fascicles, group of fascicles. Let's take out one fascicles, and fascicles is surrounded by perimysium, means it is protected by perimysiums. And fascicles, there are number of muscle fibers. Fascicle is made of muscle fibers. Take out one muscle fibers. In muscle fibers, the neuron, this is the neuron. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया था, neuron, it is attached to the muscle fibers. This attachment, this is known as motor end plate. When the motor neuron is stimulated, it release the chemicals at this motor end plate. ठीक है, it release the chemical at this motor end plate. Chemical at motor end plate, which cause actin and myosin filaments slide over each other. This is the muscle fibers. Okay, and from here, this is the myofibril. In myofibril, there are actin and myosin filament. Okay, this is the myofibril, and in myofibril there is actin and myosin filament. This is the myosin filament. This is the actin filament, in which actin and myosin filament slide over each other when stimulated by the motor neuron. This is the process of muscular contraction. Next is respiratory system. जैसे कि मैंने आपको रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के बारे में बताया था. रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम, इन रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम एक्सचेंज ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टेक प्लेस. Oxygen is brought into our body, and carbon dioxide is given out from our body. When we inhale, oxygen come inside our body, and when we exhale, its byproduct, that is carbon dioxide, is given out from our body. There are two types of respiration: internal respiration and external respiration. Internal respiration, in internal respiration, it is also known as breathing. It takes place between lungs and blood. The impure blood is purified. Okay, in external respiration, the impure blood is purified. Okay, in external respiration, the carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood, and the oxygen is fused in the blood, and this pure blood goes to the cells. That is, in internal respiration, the pure blood is used by the muscles and the tissue and cells for energy production, and during energy production is released the carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is again taken by the blood to the lungs for purification. And circulatory systems, it helps in circulations of blood throughout the body. Circulatory system, it helps in circulation of various important nutrients throughout the body with the help of blood. Next is equilibrium. It is a condition in which one force cancel another force. Okay, equilibrium, it is also known as balance. In equilibrium, one force cancel other force. For example, in seesaw, In seesaw, one force cancel the other force, therefore the work done is 0. Okay, in work done it is 0 because one force cancel the other force, and it is also leads to the balance. There are two types of equilibrium: static equilibrium and dynamic equilibrium. We will discuss about this in our next video. Okay student, thank you.